Yeah, it's never easy. Especially when you feel like you've earned the points. I felt like we played well enough to take all three, and but that's the way the game goes sometimes, and it's going to be about how we respond.
Keegan, what did you see on the equalizer?
It's hard to say. I'll have to watch it back for sure, just to kind of break it down a little bit. But we've been good all year on set pieces and winning our battles individually and stuff. So the hardest part about that is when there's second balls and when they're pinballs around a little bit. And again, I'll have to look at it, but it's a team. We can see it as a team. It's nobody individually. So.
Keegan, how tough is it to have some of those opportunities you generated when you were up 1-0 not come off? Does that kind of make this thing a little bit worse that you had those chances?
Yeah, I think for sure. I think it always does. I think that's the first thing you look at whenever you tie or you lose points is what we could have done better, where we could have taken our chances, and so. But I think that's every game. Even when we do win 2-0 or 2-1 or whatever it is, it's like, when could we have gotten that insurance goal or put one more away or taking the ball to a corner, and so I think that's with every game. It just again hurts a little more whenever we give up points.
Take us through the challenge of defending Piatti a lot today. It seemed like you guys kept him in Drogba when he came out pretty quiet for long stretches. What's that challenge like?
I think it's best whenever we do it as a team. Whenever we have some help out there. Obviously, I get isolated, or he isolates guys. That's what he does well, and that's his strength. But credit to everybody. I think we knew who their special players are, and we did our best to limit their impact on the game. But it's always a challenge, and they're going to make their plays. It's just if we can limit those plays.
When you saw like Harry Ship, Drogba, and Rodrigo come on, did the defensive strategy and scheme kind of change a little bit?
Maybe a little bit, just as the game wore on, as we try and close out the game and earn those 3 points. It doesn't necessarily mean as much about the personnel as it does just trying to manage the game as the clock winds down. But again, whatever you want to say, whether it was the personnel or how we manage the game at the end. It's still points lost as opposed to 1 point gains.
We had to close down the game earlier. Just made the second goal, and then it's over because they had really big chances, just like long balls, and it's hard to get the last goal with a corner because we have to be ready at the place like this.
How important was 3 tonight, considering that you guys have 3 tough road trips coming up in the next 3 weeks?
I'm not scared about the road trip, just how we played tonight. I think it was a good game after a slow start. Luckily we had Blake in there, and he had some great saves, and after with the 1-0 before the halftime was perfect, and then we started better the second half and had a couple opportunities, and we have to have this killer instinct to just finish a game like this.
Could you talk about your goal? You didn't have a whole lot of room to shoot in there, and you were able to put it in there.
Yeah, I decided, like I saw the 2 defenders there, that I decided early to try to pass them and shoot, and luckily it was right in the corner, and was happy that I scored.
How frustrating was it in the second half? Multiple fouls that could have been called, should have been called, and trying to get that second goal that you guys desperately needed.
I didn't see the situation there with Herbers again, but in the game it looked like another PK, and it's just hard to don't get these calls. But at the end we had 2 or 3 more good chances, and we just have to score, and then the game is over.
This is the 3rd time we've played them this season. And every time you play a player, or you watch some of the other games they're playing, you tend to know some tendencies and how they operate and all that. And so, we've also gained the confidence that we can play against anyone. And Jim keeps saying over and over again, you respect a player, but you don't fear them. And I think that's a mentality that we've had throughout the season and going forward. And so I think collectively we just try to defend as a group and as a team, and because I go out the same way I go out against anyone. If you don't do your job well as a defender, you're going to get beat, and that's the way that I defend anyone in this league.
Does the final result sting a little bit more, knowing that for most of that second half you guys keep Piatti pretty quiet, Drogba doesn't do a whole lot? Does that make it sting a little bit?
Yeah,
more?
I mean, it's always tough when you're playing at home and you're winning, and we give up a goal that late, and I think on a night like this where we came up and was expecting to take all the 3 points, it's a tough one to swallow, and I think most of their key players today we kept them quiet, and we did a good job of defending collectively, and so it's tough, but as always it's in the past, and you just look forward to the next games and how we can strategize and get the most points and move on and go into the playoffs and do as well as we can.
What did you see on that Montreal goal?
What did I see on the Montreal goal? Just it was a short corner. The guy hit it in, and we're trying to move our line up. Turned around, and I thought I was, Blake was trying to make a save, but unfortunately couldn't. Again, it's a tough one, especially when you concede on a set piece, but just got to move on.
It's one of those games that really sting, that kind of feels like a loss. You've come off the field real deflated, but hey, it's the playoff push. We just got to keep our heads up and stay strong and stick together, and get as many points now as we can for the rest of the games before the playoffs.
Ali, did you ever have a 3-game road swing like this when you played in France or in Scandinavia?
No, I mean, all this traveling, it's tiring. I was exhausted actually the last 15 minutes. I was really tired, but it's part of the game, with the traveling throughout CONCACAF and then coming back here in Philly. And no, I think the game we kind of threw it away at the end. It's one of those games. We weren't clinical enough in front of goal. We created a bunch of chances. They had a few chances as well, but I think ours. We just weren't clinical enough in the second, third, and that cost us the game in the end. You let a team stick around, and they stick one late.
Throughout the game, it became increasingly physical, and the calls probably weren't going your way as much. How hard was it to stay composed and stay under control throughout the game?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it. I think in this league, especially, I'm getting used to it a little bit, but they allow us for physical play, and that's fine. I don't think this game, I think there's other games where maybe you could blame the ref or a call or something. They didn't go your way. I think people were talking about maybe the Fabian situation could have been a penalty, but I think this game, it was just up to us, We let ourselves down. We weren't clinical enough in front of the goal. We had chances, and we didn't put it away when we should have put the game away, 2-0, and the other team would have been depleted. And I know for sure they would have put their heads down if we would have scored another one, and we just didn't do that and let them stick around. That's what happens.
I know you've seen this from your own play over the years with the national team and with not. How important is it to having that advanced attacking role, a guy like Tranquillo who's willing to shoot from 20 yards and get a defense to back off you?
Yeah, I mean, tranquilo in Spanish is what, calm, right? So, I mean, I play a lot more calm, with him in front of me, and I know I just try to get him the ball as much as I can, let him do his thing. I think he's a great player. Obviously, this is my first time playing in the league, but from afar, you hear of guys lately like Valerio, what's his name, from Portland?
You'll see him next week.
Piatti, oh yeah, next week, Piatti here, and things like that. But I think Tranquillo is definitely one of the most underrated players in this league, attacking midfielders, when he's playing in that position like that. And I think I've been able to help him a lot too, with the freedom in between the lines and stuff, and he gets going. And I think he's a fantastic player, and he helps his team a lot.
From a tactical perspective, though, as I said, you've done it yourself with the national team playing, or the importance of getting a defense to back off you when they're sort of jamming the top of the 18-yard box by having guys who are willing to shoot it. How important is that?
I mean, like you said, we need guys that are not afraid to get the ball in between the lines, and he's one of those guys. And Montreal made it kind of tough for us, to go through the middle, but maybe they didn't move the ball hard enough. But it's always important to have a guy like Tranquillo there who's not afraid to get the ball in between the lines, and we try to get him the ball. And when he's running at defenses, he's very dangerous, and he was able to get us a goal tonight.
Looking ahead, you've got a tough 3-game road streak like we just mentioned before. Is there like a new sense of urgency, or is it just going to be the same mentality as the rest of the season?
I would like to have for us to have a sense of urgency. I think it's a little bit too nice. You come back after a game like this, and I think guys are a little bit keep your head up, the next one. But I want guys to get fired up and feel that sense of urgency, because I don't want to just make it into the playoffs. It'd be better to be the top 2 and get a bye, and play a home and away game instead of just that one-off. So I'm trying to, we'll see tomorrow. We'll watch some videos and what we can do better and what we need to work on, and move on to the next game. And it's important that we keep our head up, but also get that sense of urgency in us.
I know you've sort of been dropped right into the middle of this playoff race coming in the middle of the season, but because you've done so much traveling with the national team over the years, is it easier for you to get into this situation and have to go here, there, World Cup qualifiers, Portland, Toronto, and everywhere else?
Yeah, now we're going to go to Portland, so I'd like to see how many miles I've racked up the past 10 days. But from Barbados, St. Vincent, Jacksonville here, and then to Portland and back. So it's a lot, but that's what's kind of the thing about this league. It's not easy, traveling and everything. But with experience now, you get used to taking care of your body and making sure you get everything you need to be looked at. And like I said, I think we need to feel that sense of urgency to get that mental game going and take care of our bodies physically.